Okay, finished product, take two. It was a little shady over there, so I wanted to do it in the sunlight. So this is the finished product other than the balancing act. Good morning, everybody. It's Tibbs and Dixie Girl. You sit there, Dix, okay? Good girl. Well, I've been contemplating big time on what I was going to do with this cart as far as what I was going to do on the top because of a couple of reasons, and I will show you them now. One is because this board here is kind of bent a little bit, or not, it's warped, broken, and this board here was broken, and it wasn't, and it broke off and split here and broke off on the end. This was actually on the end over here, and I wouldn't have enough boards, and to try to get everything, you know, about getting a replacement board, I could get everything but one end done. And if you want something new instead of repurposed and keeping it old, use the wood. I mean, go to Wayfair or something and buy a table. This is meant to be redone, and I think the beauty is going to be in the age of the wood and the broken pieces, and believe it or not. And I just separated to make up a little bit of the space that was broken off on that last piece. By separating it a little bit. The only ones that are going to know are you guys and myself. And so we're going to get to it. We're going to sand all these pieces, make it look beautiful all over again, and we'll get back to you when all that is done. I'm not going to show you sanding. Everybody knows how to sand, and everybody loves to sand. I know I absolutely love it. Not, but we'll put a piece to straighten this one board here on the bottom, just so that doesn't break in the future. If somebody decides to sit on it, I don't want somebody ruining their whole table because of that. But we're going to get to it. We're going to sand these pieces and then attach it, and we'll get back to you. Actually, to my surprise, I forgot one piece up on the porch over here, so we don't even have to go with the spaces. So anyways, I just thought I'd bring that up real quick, and we'll get back to you. Okay guys, we're a little less than halfway done sanding the top of these boards, and there's a gray tint to it that I don't particularly care for unless it was like a teak wood, but this is oak. So most likely I'm going to have to stain it a light brown, which will make it a darker brown. But I think the contrast is going to be beautiful once it's all done. And I'm glad I went with the original oak pieces. All right, we'll get back to you when we're done with sanding these pieces. Okay guys, we got all the boards sanded down, placed where they're going to be for the most part, and now I'm going to stain, see if I can get a stain that I like. Hopefully the color will come out nice. I don't know, it's either going to be a light stain and hopefully get some fairly dark. I don't want to go too dark and lose anything or bring out too much darkness, but I don't know. I can always go darker if I start off light. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we got a golden oak stain. Hopefully this is the ticket. Let me get it so my shadow's not on here. Oh yeah, this is the color I want. I was kind of hoping that yellow would go away. And maybe it will with a couple coats. Or maybe it's just the way the light. This stuff hasn't seen any kind of protective coating other than the destructive rain and sun. So I'd imagine it's going to soak this stuff up pretty good. I'm not going to be too shy with how much I put on. At all. More it absorbs. Oh, I think that's going to be perfect. I think that's going to be perfect. Just what the doctor ordered. It's going to give it that nice rustic. It's bringing out the grain nicely. It's bringing out the flaws in the wood. Believe it or not, people used to, and still do, I would imagine, they would lay this all out with brand new wood. They would take chains, hammers, screwdrivers, you name it, to get what we got for nothing here. So anyways, I'm going to finish this up, and I'll get back to you. Cool. Okay, guys. Got a good couple of coats on there. I'm going to finish up the ends a little bit. And get my shadow out of there. But see how rustic that sucker looks. I know some of you probably hate this kind of stuff, the looks of it. You want some nice modern contemporary looking stuff, but I love this look, this old warehouse industrial look, and yeah, I know a lot of people do. Okay guys, I got all the boards glued down. They've been glued down for probably about 5 minutes now, some longer than the others. I started at this end, picked up the boards and ran a bead. Take care of your glue. Make sure you close the caps. Keep the caps closed after you're done. Wipe it all up. So I had an issue where I had to take the cap off because I thought I cleaned up the inside. I was in the middle of doing everything, and there was a chunk of hard glue that got into it, and I had to take the cover off and use that. It just was a mess. And don't worry about getting it all over your hands as long as you're not getting it onto your product, because basically when you're done, just wipe your hands together, let all that glue dry, and you can just peel it off like you were peeling when you were a kid getting sunburnt. But I'm going to I have a box of these flooring nails. Now, I know these nails are from 1917 because they came out of the floor, the cedar wooden floor that I have in my house, which was built in 1917. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these. I'm only going to put one in each side of each board, and maybe one in the middle between those two bolts to secure it down, and it'll act as clamps pretty much to hold that glue in place. And once that glue sticks, the wood's going to break before the glue does, hopefully. But I'm going to pre-drill it through the top of the wood so that there's just barely like a 1/16 of an inch on either side to make up for the space so I don't crack the wood all the way up. I'm going to start by doing one on each end so that these boards don't want to move. Alright, so let's give it a shot. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to screw anything up. But gonna go down a little bit because oak is a hard wood and it will split easy. And with these flat tip nails, all right, there we go. It was a success, and none of the boards moved. So hopefully we can be as successful on this side as we were that one. And we were. Alright, so I'm going to finish doing that, one in each board on this side and that side, and then we're going to put the final coat of something to get it either a satin finish or a semi-gloss finish to finish this thing up, and we'll be done. Well, I pre-drilled all this side after I did a couple. Some people like actually seeing the process getting done, so pretty much verification that it was. So you got one in here. Other side's already done. Every time I put one in and it doesn't split, I'm excited. By the way, I have a video of totally remodeling the other side of the house. I think there's 2 or 3 videos if you wanted to check that out. I was really worried about that one. That's a thin one. Woo! 3 more. You're supposed to hold the hammer at the end like this. I've known that for years, and I still don't do it unless I catch myself. Reason being, you get more bang for the buck. And the last, I'm not even going to say it. Ugh, don't even. Oh, why's the last one always got to be the hardest? All right, guys. And there you have it. Now to put the oil on it. And I think I'm just going to put the oil on it. I think it's going to do a good job. And eventually I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the sides. But once I put the oil on it, you'll see what it looks like. And that's going to be it. I don't want to rush what I'm going to do, holding up the balancing act part. All right, I figured I'd bring you along for a little bit anyways. Basically, it's like the rejuvenating oil, except for this actually soaks in and also creates a barrier. You can do this by hand. The heat of your hand helps cure it. But you don't have to be shy with how much you use. Especially this being a older dried out piece of wood. Alright, so basically get the idea. I'm going to shut my camera off so I don't get it all dirty, and I'll show you the finished. Okay, finished product, take two. It was a little shady over there, so I wanted to do it in the sunlight. So this is the finished product, other than the balancing act. You're going to see my shadow, but this is kind of what she looks like. It's got the great industrial look. Probably clean up those wheels a little bit better, but for the most part, if you like these videos and this kind of stuff, I go treasure hunting, tag sailing, estate sales, all kinds of metal detecting and underwater footage and different adventures with my dog Dixon. Hit that subscribe button and the notification button and you won't miss any of the videos. Alright guys, I'm out.